Xerxes was one of the greatest monarchs of the Achaemenid Empire, leaving a lasting impact on the political and cultural landscape of his time. He became immortalized through his military campaign, which turned into one of the most memorable episodes of the Greco-Persian Wars. In this video, we will explore more about his life and the achievements of this remarkable monarch. Xerxes was born around 515 BCE and was the son of Darius the Great, who ruled the Persian Empire from 522 to 486 BCE. His mother, Atossa, was the daughter of Cyrus the Great, the founder of the Achaemenid Empire. This noble lineage granted Xerxes royal prestige from birth, as his family was directly tied to the history and foundation of the empire. 2 decades before Xerxes was born, his father had attempted to expand the empire into Greece, but this effort ended in a major defeat at the Battle of Marathon in 490 BCE. Consequently, Darius never had the opportunity to launch another offensive, as he died in 486 BCE. Before his death, Darius had chosen Xerxes as his successor, despite Xerxes not being the eldest son. His half-brother Artabanus was born before Darius became king, but because Artabanus's mother was a commoner, he was not selected as the heir. Thus, Xerxes was recognized as having the more legitimate claim to the throne. Xerxes ascended to the throne between October and December of 486 BCE, around the age of 32. He was married to Princess Amestris, daughter of Otannes, and had children, including Darius, Aspis, and Artaxerxes. From the moment of his coronation, Xerxes inherited not only the responsibility of ruling the Persian Empire, but also the task of expanding it into Greece. To accomplish this, he embarked on one of the largest military campaigns in history, assembling a massive and well-equipped army, considered the greatest of its time. Herodotus records that Xerxes' goal was clear: to complete the mission his father had failed to achieve, conquering Greece. But before advancing into Greece, he had to deal with several issues left unresolved by his father. One of the first challenges was suppressing a revolt in Egypt, triggered by heavy taxes and the deportation of artisans for the construction of royal palaces. As his first military campaign as king, Xerxes successfully quelled the revolt in January 484 BCE. He appointed his brother, Achaemenes, as the new satrap of Egypt. Shortly after, another revolt erupted in Babylon. Babylon had a special status within the Persian Empire, with previous Persian rulers even taking the title of King of Babylon. However, Xerxes broke with this tradition, refusing to be called King of Babylon and instead referred to himself as King of the Persians and Medes. Treating the Babylonian revolt in 484 BCE, after a long siege, Xerxes captured Babylon, destroyed its fortifications, and even damaged several temples, including melting down the golden statue of the god Marduk, a key figure in Babylonian religion. With the Persian Empire largely at peace, Xerxes turned his focus toward what his father had failed to accomplish, the conquest of Greece. He spent 4 years preparing, gathering a vast army and supplies. In the spring of 480 BCE, Xerxes launched his invasion with a massive fleet and army, estimated by Herodotus to be around 1 million men. Among these forces were the elite immortals, a unit of 1 million men, 0000 warriors. Xerxes played a pivotal role in the Battle of Thermopylae, leading the Persian Empire into Greece. His vast army and resources allowed him to pose a serious threat to the Greek city-states. However, he underestimated the resolve and tactical ability of the Greek forces. During the battle, the Greeks, led by King Leonidas of Sparta, fought bravely for 3 days, but a Greek traitor revealed a secret path to the Persians, allowing them to flank the Greek position. Despite this, Leonidas and his forces managed to retreat to the nearby island of Salamis. Xerxes' forces eventually burned the city of Athens after defeating the remaining Athenians at Thermopylae. With this victory, the Persians gained control of most of the Battle of mainland Greece. In September 1480 BCE, Xerxes confronted the Greek fleet at the Battle of Salamis, where his forces were decisively defeated in the narrow straits of Salamis, despite advice from his ally Artemisia of Halicarnassus. Against attacking, Xerxes followed the counsel of the Greek traitor Themistocles, who exploited the Persian desire for victory. Themistocles tricked Xerxes into positioning his fleet in a confined space, where the Greeks used their superior tactics to inflict heavy losses on the Persians. Xerxes realized his defeat and retreated back to Asia, leaving much of his army behind. His military ambitions in Greece had faltered. However, the Persians still controlled much of Greece, and Xerxes left his cousin Mardonius in charge of the invasion. Mardonius continued the campaign, but faced increasing resistance from the united Greek forces, which ultimately led to the end of Xerxes' plans for Greek conquest. Over time, the Greeks, led by Pausanias of Sparta, launched a counterattack, eventually freeing the Greek colonies in Asia Minor from Persian control. The Greek victories, such as the Battle of Eurymedon in 466 BCE, marked the end of Persian expansion into Greece. These setbacks had a lasting impact on Xerxes and his empire. After the failed Greek campaign, Xerxes focused on monumental construction projects, including expanding Persepolis and building roads throughout the empire. However, the costs of his military failures strained the empire's finances. To fund his projects, he imposed heavy taxes, leading to widespread discontent and unrest within the empire. This economic strain contributed to political instability, culminating in Xerxes' assassination in 465 BCE. According to the Greek historian Aristotle, Xerxes was killed by Artabanus, his royal bodyguard, who first murdered his son Darius before killing the king himself. Xerxes' son, Artaxerxes I, eventually avenged his father's death by executing Artabanus and his family. Xerxes left a complex legacy, one shaped by his military failures and tyrannical rule. While the Greek sources, especially Herodotus, painted a negative image of Xerxes, contrasting him with his more admired predecessors, Cyrus and Darius, he remained a powerful figure in Persian history. Over a century after his death, Alexander the Great launched his campaign to conquer Persia, partly motivated by a desire for revenge during the sack of Athens during the Greek War. Alexander's attack on Persepolis was seen as an act of vengeance against Xerxes. Xerxes' reign, though marked by grand ambitions and tragic failures, ultimately sealed the fate of the Achaemenid Empire. His defeat in Greece, coupled with his economic mismanagement, signaled the beginning of the empire's decline.